are coming off a 24-18 loss to South Alabama last Saturday, first Sun Belt Conference game of the year for the Troy Trojans. The Trojans now prepare for an October 10th game against Mississippi State. That game will be played in Starkville, Mississippi, and will kick off at 3 p.m. Central Time. Coach Brown, just want to get your thoughts before we get to questions on the South Alabama game and the upcoming opponent, Mississippi State.
Yeah, well, good afternoon, everyone. Tough loss on Saturday. Rivalry game. South Alabama did a good job. But the coaches had them prepared. We had a great opportunity to win it, and we didn't take advantage of it. Had a great crowd, huge student turnout, but just made too many mistakes and didn't pay enough attention to details. And about special teams and defensively, we played well enough to win. Proud of our special teams units. We created a turnover, had a big punt return. Defensively, I thought we hung in there all night and limited the rushing game. And then on offense, just didn't play good enough. We didn't coach them good enough, and that's on me. We just didn't play. It was as bad an offensive game as I can remember, and didn't show up and weren't productive, and that's where the game was lost. Mississippi State this weekend, huge challenge. Not real fired up about where it falls on our schedule, but it is what it is. They're exactly what you expect when you turn on the video. You know, a team that I'm familiar with, coaches that I'm familiar with. You know, we had two really competitive games that we lost at Kentucky against Mississippi State the last 2 years. You know, a lot of respect for Dan Mullen as an offensive play caller. I think he does a tremendous job. Manny Diaz, our defensive coordinator, I think we've gone head-to-head, I don't know, 5, 6 times, something like that. And he does a really good job with an aggressive defense. Starts for them offensively with Prescott. He's a guy that I've watched mature. You know, he's a really big kid, a runner. I'm impressed how much more accurate he is with the ball right now than when he was. First time I went down there and watched him play in person 2 years ago. And they got two really big physical receivers, Wilson and Ross. Those guys are going to be tough matchups for us. I think they're playing good. Interior O-line, doing a really nice job getting movement, even against LSU and A&M and people like that. And on defense, but just the length and size they have up front is a huge challenge for us. You know, Chris Jones is as good as any D tackle in the country, and they're playing. The thing that sticks out to me is how much better they're playing in the secondary over a year ago. The Redmond kid at corner is playing at a really high level. So tough environment, huge challenge for us playing one of the top upper teams in the West in the SEC.
Thank you, Coach Brown. As a reminder to our members of the media, please press *1 at this time to get in the queue to ask questions. Again, that's *1. Coach, before we get to that, I want to ask you about Brandon Burks. Again, he delivered another 100 yards on the ground last Saturday against South Alabama. What's been the key to his success this year? And against South Alabama particularly, what did he do well to get so many yards on the ground?
Well, he's played well. He's a good player. You know, he's a guy that the scouts are in here looking at each and every week. He's a guy that's developed his body. He's got a different gear. You know, he ran the ball okay. I would say he had an average game against South. There was a lot of yards left out there where we ran the ball in discipline at times, and he left some yards out on the field. But he's played well. I think he's probably as good as any back in our league. He's a guy that can play better. Didn't do a great job in the pass game for us on Saturday night.
And I wanted to ask you about your defensive effort against South Alabama. You know, going into the game, the Jaguars their offensive line was heralded as one of the better ones in the conference, but it seemed like, especially on passing downs, that your pass rush was able to get to quarterback Cody Clements quite a bit. What did you see from that unit as far as the pass rush is concerned? And is that something that encourages you going forward?
Sure, I've been encouraged how our defense played all year, really. Even get some two good offenses, one really good offense in North Carolina State. I think we played. We're getting guys to the ball. You know, I think that's our most improved unit on a football team without question. I think the guys are starting to play with some confidence. We've got two really good pass rushers. One that I think that's a standout in Tyler Roberts, and then Rashad Dillard. He can put pressure on as well. And we did some things. Vic Coney, our defense coordinator, did some things schematically that took advantage as well.
Thank you, Coach Brown. That's all the time we have for you today. We appreciate your time.